Hey gang, Game Face here, and well, I'm back in Blender, which is not what I should be saying right now. I actually don't even have Planet Coaster running yet, but you know, we've been fighting with this. Fighting's not the right word. Hey, Audacity, how you doing? That came out the day before. Yeah, you got it. Hey, Nahar, how you doing? I just said the same thing. Hope you're good today. Yeah, it's I I don't know. My experience hasn't been as good as it could be, I guess. I don't know why that's the deal. Something's wrong with one of my... That is not what I should be seeing. Huh? Sorry. Gonna have to fix this. There we go. Yeah, so it's good, what it is, but you know, this is this has been my experience with it. Last night I rebuilt the whole thing from scratch. It failed. You know, it failed. Just from even things that were already uploaded here failed when I uploaded them later. So, hey Meganico. So everything hasn't been smooth for me, but you know, I'm learning here. I'm all new to this. So I say, you know, we were trying to build wallpaper. Wallpaper. What's that? We don't need to build wallpaper. We need to build something a lot more complex than that. Something that is going to require actual 3D modeling other than putting up a rectangle. It's going to require texture painting. It's going to require all of the things, you know, reflective layers, everything. That's what we're going to do now. It's going to take a couple days. And if I don't completely lose my mind, it could be good. Let's start by changing to the cycles renderer. I just like that. And then we're going to delete the cube. So I'm gonna try to explain what I'm doing here as well, so that as going forward, not only do I understand it better, I'm gonna learn from me I'm gonna remember it better from telling the story as I go, but hopefully everybody else could actually, you know, even follow this as they go. That's not my specific intent here, but I'm going to try. I may miss things. So the first thing I'm gonna do is hit 1. Actually, that's not the first thing I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna hit 1. That's gonna align us with the plane of the world. And then I'm gonna bring up this menu, and in order to do that, I press N to toggle that menu. And if I, you know, just a quick thing here, to toggle this menu as N, toggle this menu as T, the transform menu. I don't know why this is N. I don't know what menu this is. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to go to background images. And we're going to add an image to the background. We're going to open that from a file. And I've already started this. We're going to build a fire hydrant. There's our fire hydrant. Okay, so we're seeing that from the camera. We don't want that. We want that from the front. Is the front? We want that from... There it is. Okay, so that's from the top. Don't want it from the top. That's just sideways. But at least it's the right proportions now. So what do I? And again, I'm just figuring this out. There's visibility. That's left side. Why is the camera not changing? Hello? That should be... That's weird. Sorry, it shouldn't be showing the grid. I'm like not in 3D anymore. Oh, there I am. I was just lost. Sorry, that's my fault. Okay, so hit 1. I don't know why I'm not seeing this. All views. Yeah, that is what we want. Now, I'm afraid that this is like tiny, but it's not going to really matter because we can scale this. It's not like it's tied to anything yet. We can make it bigger, we can make it smaller. We're going to try to make it fire hydrant size. Is there a fire hydrant in Planet Coaster already? Okay. Whatever the case may be, is I'm going, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the scene and I'm going to change the length to metric. It may help. I don't know. I don't really need this. I'm going to pull that down. Actually... Oops, that was not the right move. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to pull it down. Oh, there it is. That's gone. Okay, so we got a little more room. I'm going to press Shift to move the document around like this. If I use the scroll wheel, we'll scroll in and out. Oh, Shift and the scroll and middle mouse button. By the way. So, we need to model something here. We've got this in the middle. That's where whatever we do is going to show up. Let's add... I'm guessing the best place to start is a cylinder. Yeah, I'm going to try to be a lot more thinking about how to do this now. Because last time I was all over the place. I'm going to actually try to tell you what I'm doing. So we've placed the image. We can see it in the axis we want to see it. And I'm going to press Shift A to bring up the menu. And we're going to add a cylinder from the mesh. Now, we need to size this cylinder this way. And we need to size this cylinder this way. This is the Z-axis. So in order to resize or size something, and again, not touching my mouse yet, I'm going to hit S, and it's going to change to the resize. And because I want to change on the resize on the Z-axis, I'm going to just hit Z. And that way we're only going to get the Z-axis. And we're going to move the mouse to get that bigger, or drag that bigger to the size we want it. Hey, Pool of Awesome. Welcome to the stream. And we're sizing that to the size we need. Now, I'm also going to size it in the X and Y axis. We don't want to just size it one way. We need to size it in X and Y. So now I'm going to hit S to resize, and I'm going to press Shift Z or Z, wherever you come from, to not resize. So Shift Z is not resize Z axis. Just Z after you press S, will resize on the z-axis. So I'm going to bring this to the, the lowest point. And now, basically what we need to do is we need to fit everything to this shape all the way up. We'll worry about the things that are the side attachments afterwards. I don't know how that's going to work. We'll figure that out then. But right now, we're worried more about the general shape of the cylinder. So in order to do that, I'm going to press, or we're going to press tab. And that's going to bring us into edit mode. I've already screwed this up. Okay. I just quickly took that out. We're going to do it again. Control A. Cylinder. And I need to change from 32 surfaces to 16. Maybe 12. Okay. S, Z, resize this way. I just had too many faces on it, so there would have been way too many surfaces. If you want to, like, you notice it sizing in jumps here. If you want to be more accurate and hold shift down while you resize, move the mouse. That moves it in a more accurate way, or in smaller intervals. Again, S, shift Z. And now we'll resize in the X and Y axis. Okay, there we go. Now what we need to do is put in a bunch of brakes up and down the Z axis. Hey, Marco. So, in order to do that, I'm going to press Control R, and you'll see a purple line drop in here. We need more than one of them. I don't know how many we need. We can guess, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going to need a lot. So I'm not going to do them all at once. But basically, as I scroll my mouse up, it adds more and more of them. You can see the different purple lines. So I'm just going to add in like this many right now. And we'll use them as is required. So let's click to place those, and then I can move them up and down. I'm going to move the first one down to match the bottom of this change. So now if we scroll in there and look, we can see we've got another line in here. Another division. Now I'm going to move individual lines down to fill in the rest. So we want to change our selection mode here from point or vertex select to edge select. Yeah. I could try a Pool of Awesome. Yeah, Wolfie, it's definitely going to be easier when you can pause this. So now we're going to move the next vertex down. Edge down. And we need to select all the vertexes to move them. And in order to do that, we're going to press Alt. And I'm going to take my mouse and click on that vertex. Or on that edge. And now I've selected all those vertexes. And I can move those down. And we need to move that to the top of this line. So basically, we've got our first division set up. Scroll up a bit, Alt, click that, we've got that one. Let's pull these all down here, just so they're within reach. We're going to need them. There we go. Keeps on telling you they aren't in order. So, how many surfaces do you have? Like, is it a very simple object with less than 64 triangles? 64, I guess that triangles isn't the right word. So basically, every level of detail, L0 through L5, yeah, I don't know how you can tell. I know someone who does. You could ask Google. Because I really don't. So yeah, like ask Google Blender triangle count. That's about all I can think of right now. Okay, so we're gonna select more of these, and we're gonna start moving them into place here. So I need like the edge of this. We need the edge of this, the top edge of this, which is actually pretty close. So I'm not going to put that in yet. We want to do that. Let's stretch out the bottom. So in order to stretch out the bottom to fit, we're going to press Alt again to select the bottom one, and then Shift and Alt to multi-select. So now we've basically got that bottom circle. Now, if you remember back to the beginning, actually, you know what? Let's not do it that way. Let's just step back for a second and maybe stretch it out to here first. Yeah, I'm making each section in the picture. So again, I'm gonna stretch the middle piece out first, and then we'll move the rest out. So again, Alt, click the button, Shift Alt. Oh. Move this into place. Actually, I need two of them. If you don't have the second one, you're going to bend out the whole thing into an angle. We want that angle to be this angle you see here. Okay, so again, Alt, click the edge. Alt, click the edge. Remember from before, it was S to resize, and then Shift Z to say we want to resize on the X and Y axis. Oh, I missed a couple of edges. My fault. Okay, so we're gonna stretch this out to match that edge, and I think I'm gonna have to press Shift to get a nice smooth movement there, so I can barely see the edge behind. And there we go. Now I'm gonna select this edge, line it up to. Needs to be very close to that. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Shift, Alt, select these as well, and we're gonna pull it out to the next edge. Now, I could have done this all in layers, but I thought better of it. It was better to do it in chunks. Like, take the larger area and then pull the smaller pieces out of it. It is definitely better to do it that way. So again, S, Shift Z. And now for the very bottom piece, Alt, click the edge, Shift Alt, click the other edge, S, Shift Z. I'm gonna have to hold down. I'm gonna have to hold down Shift to get it accurate. But so you can see what we've done here. We've got all that. Now you can see some other details that we're gonna have to put in. But we're basically just gonna repeat that process on this. So at this point, we're gonna press Control R. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divisions. I think this edge is on part of the bolt. Holding it down is like a washer or something. So we're going to do that way so that it's looks right. So let's scroll up. There's 4 for the top there. Let's do the top first. We want the top edge of it. Alt click the edge, drag it up. Alt click the edge. Now Alt is basically selecting the whole edge. If we didn't press Alt, we would just be selecting a piece of a single thing. And of course, if you drag that, you would get something like that. We don't want that. We're not there yet. We will be when we get to this thing. Weird stuff is going to happen there. We're going to extrude. You just wait until the extrusion begins. 48 triangles. Okay, so then you should just be able to, like, in object mode, select the object and go, like, in the thing and just go Shift D, escape, Shift D, escape, Shift D, escape until you have so many copies. And then just rename them with the L 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put that in your export that. I scrolled the mouse wheel up to add more. No, like if I wanted to do this right now, all I would do is object mode. I would, you know, I have it selected. So I got another copy, escape. So this I would name fire hydrant. I don't even know if I've spelled that right. Hydrant? Hydrant? Okay. Underscore L0. And actually, you know what? I should have done it that way. So I'm going to do it again. Duplicate it. So now I have underscore 1. Because again, if you're less than 64 triangles, you're fine. And I just go through and do that, and that's what I end up doing. So that I have the exact same thing. But, you know, we're not going to have that. That's not going to happen this time. We're going to have to go through and we're going to have to do lower and lower and lower level of detail in this. Just because I've probably already exceeded 64 triangles. Okay, so let's click back on here. We'll hit the tab key to switch to edit mode. You can switch to edit mode in here just by choosing it in the drop down. Object mode is object level. Edit mode is edge, vertex, and face level editing. So what we want to do is, again, we're going to select this and this, and we're going to drag that out. And we've pretty well created the bottom of the fire hydrant. Now, we can, of course, wreck the whole thing. And I don't know if we're going to have to see, because I don't know if this is going to be required. Do I want a fire hydrant that uses 8,000 faces or triangles? Probably not. So we might not do this smoothing thing. We might just leave it at no subdivisions. So we're going to move up, and we've got to take care of the top here. And shift middle mouse button click to drag, and here we are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just Control R Hey, Randy. And I'm gonna put in like the bottom. Like, okay, so there's the bottom. We've done that now. So what I want to do here is I want to bring this down, because you can see basically from here up, this is not the minimum anymore. This piece here, this bolt on the top, is the minimum. So now, Control R to add another division up here, and we're going to bring that right down to here, and basically slap it right on top of this one. And with that selected, I'm going to press Alt-Shift, and I'm going to select one up here, and again, S, Shift Z, or Z, and we will take this down, and we will try to make it the size of the bolt. And I'm holding Shift to get an accurate movement. And there we go. Now you're going to notice a lot of flat layers here. The bolt I'm probably going to cut off and build a five. Well, or we're going to take the faces and somehow combine 16 of them until there's only 5 sides. We're not going to do that. Hey, Jeffrey. What are you looking at? We're creating the model for the we're going to upload to the THEMEMAKER'S Toolkit in order to create the model for Planet Coaster. So that's what we're doing right now, is we're just creating the model. Okay, so again, Control R, split it. We're going to move this up to here, and now you're going to notice a lot of these are just flat. So again, it's going to be a matter of lining them right up. And now we're going to have to come in here . Is it finally working now? I'm going to go with I don't know. Basically, at a certain point last night, everything I uploaded, even when I started from scratch again, just would not upload. It just kept on going with the same failure and saying call support. I'm not calling support. Okay, so we selected those. I'm going to hit 1 again to bring me back into this view. And again, we want to resize, S, and Shift and Z to only resize the X and Y axis. And there's our next layer. Have I played Red Dead Redemption 2? Yeah, I'm about 47 or 48% done. I'm probably going to play some tomorrow, if I get a chance. This has been sort of a very absorbing project right now. Okay, so again, we need to split this. I'm going to make 2 divisions this time, and we're going to line the first one up to here. And then we're just going to take this one and bring it right up to it. Again, the same thing, just right up to it, not over, or will cause other problems. It worked awesome. That's better luck than I've had. Though my first, yeah, I've actually been able to upload things, but I've never been able to get to the point where something's worked as it should have. As soon as I added my roughness map, it wouldn't accept my model, or wouldn't accept it. It's, yeah, I had failures. Okay, we've got those selected. S, Shift Z, Z, whatever. Again, need that a little more accurate. And repeat. And just wait till we get to here. You can almost see it, that this underneath is a render. sample I use, I found online. You can see the points. Notice that? We're not gonna. Well, okay, we may. Yeah, we probably will. Okay, so we want to stretch this out. So Control R to split, mouse wheel up to get 2. Move the first one up to the top. Gotta make sure things don't turn inside out here, because it can happen. How do you get the downloaded file into your game? You go to your documents, Frontier Developments, Planet Coaster, TMT, and you paste the file in there, and then you just go to the Toolmakers, the ThemeMakers Toolkit tab, and click refresh, and ta-da! It will be in the game. In a perfect world. I can't say that's actually what's going to happen. Okay, so again, we line this up. Down here. Select the next one. Back into view. S, Shift Z. Sorry, S clicked once, and then Shift and Z clicked, you know what I mean. So now we've got some more complicated things going on here. Looks funny. It doesn't look like fire. Well, it's sort of like if you were to block out the top. It's like, oh yeah, that might be a fire hydrant I see. But I don't know. So we've got that. We got that. I think the next thing to do is probably to pull it, like split it here and pull everything out to the outer edge of the curve. No, that's... Sorry. So yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. It just makes more sense to me to do that in that order. So in order to pull that out, we need one here. We need another one right underneath it. And with that one selected, Alt-Shift back to that view. We're going to size that out to here now. So there we go. Now, I'm going to create the curve, and then I'm going to do the other bits. I don't know what to do with this crease here. I think that's going to be going to have to be done with a material and a cavity map. But I don't know. It could just be a dark line on the texture. But it does look like there's actually a dip in there, and we could probably create that without creating too many extra triangles. Okay, so the inner one's outlined. You can already see that the outer one has to go out a bit before we can do that. So again, Control R. Okay, let's click on the actual application. I just did something on the web page. We want 2 of these. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of an edge. We're not going to do that. Well, I guess it won't matter, will it? Yeah, we can do that. So I'm going to take, oh gee, I'm gonna add another split. Whoa. Alt R is not the right, it's Control R. Again, I'm gonna split this way. Another split. Now, I need to get my hands on the top one of these. There is sort of a, I don't know, something. Okay, we can pull these out right now. Notice right away there's something wrong here. This should be down here. This is again that washer on top of that bolt. Which do we really need in the long run? I don't know. We'll wait and see. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to bring it down to here. It looks, well, I don't know. Okay. Not so bad. Can't tell it's a fire hydrant yet. Okay, so let's pull this out a tiny bit. So I want that. That. And then I don't know. Let's take this. Oh. There we go. What's going on? Okay, so now Control R, we need to split this up, and you can like see that, you know, this should be able to do it. This adds another 16 or a dozen triangles, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to like sort of put it there, and we're going to see how it turns out. So, Alt click. So we have our central cylinder built. Didn't go too bad, really, when you think about it. The problem, of course, you know, it's not built to scale properly. As soon as I add one set of subdivisions, it sort of goes out of shape. But, you know, that can be fixed by adding in some more. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, the first thing we need to do is take a look at our picture again. I'm gonna hide the hydrant. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. So we have something coming out here. I'm gonna guess it's also on the other side, but this is our biggest thing. And we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. Now, you know, there's multiple ways to do this. One would be to make another cylinder. And then, you know, stitch them together. Which might be the way to do it. The other way might be to delineate the start and end and extrude it. But I can't guarantee that I'm going to get a cylindrical finish then. So, you know, I think I am going to have to build a separate cylinder. And we're going to have to size it out. But then we're going to have to figure out how to join, you know, this and that. How did I hide it? There's a little eyeball. But you have to be in object mode. If you're in edit mode, you can't hide it. So this little eyeball. There's also a toggle whether or not it's in the rendering. I don't think that's going to make a difference in these, because when you export it, you're exporting all these. So here we go. We're gonna build a cylinder. Sideways cylinder. I think that, yeah, I just can't imagine any other way. Okay, so let's do it. So, sorry. Shift A to add. And we want to add cylinder. Now, this cylinder is exactly in the center right now. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it out. I'm going to undo that. Okay. We're going to undo that add. We're going to add it back. Shift A. And this is something I'm terrible at. Cylinder. Vertices 16. Okay, it's already down there. So I'm fine. This was the problem. I was afraid I added it wrong. So of course, what we need to do now is we need to flip this. And in order to rotate something, we're going to hit R. Now, we're going to think about this. That's the Z-axis. That's the X-axis. So we want to rotate this on the X-axis. No. We want to rotate this on the Y-axis. So I'm going to hit Y. And we can turn it this way. Now, that's no good. That's all floppy. You know, they're slow. But what we need is accurate. We want it at 90 degrees. I'm gonna just hit escape and start that again because, well, you saw it in the bottom corner. So R to rotate. We want it in here, but we want it 90 degrees. So I'm gonna use the control key. And that will allow, you can see like right over in the bottom corner, way over there, 90 degrees. Way, like, I can't move the mouse. Well, I can. I can't. No, I can't. But down in the bottom corner over there, it says 100 degrees. It's supposed to say 90. There we go. We got 90 degrees. Now I can basically use the arrows to move it in. And what we want to do is we need to bring it in far enough so that it's like so that there would not be another vertices created when we cut it all up. Now we really have to think this out, because now instead of sizing on the Z axis, we have to do this resizing on the X axis. So we want to resize everything but the X axis. So S, Shift X. And now when we resize it, we're resizing Y and Z. I press Shift. Hey, Emmanuel, you're a Blender artist. Well, mate, you might be a lot of help here. Because, you know, my Blender time at this point, I'm at 31 hours. That's it. I think most of the time it's just been sitting here. So yeah, got some stuff to learn. Okay, so we're gonna choose this. Oh, I'm gonna go into edit mode now. So press tab, or from this drop down choose edit, and we want to choose this outer. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just go, and we're just gonna choose the face. And then we can go back to our view. We can slide this in. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do the whole thing. So, you know what? I should probably... Yeah. S, Shift X, nope. Keep pressing Shift for smooth scaling. I'm not sure. Oh, for smooth, yeah. And try to make only quads. Yes, triangles are not good. It should be... Yeah. Though I have to say, I don't think, you know, from the looks of it, like if we go back here, you think it could have... See, my fear is I wouldn't be able to extrude a perfectly cylindrical object. That was my fear. That I'd have to make this and, you know, do a Boolean or, I guess? No, Boolean and, I don't know how the Boolean operations work. I was going to look that up. But, you know, this has been my, and aren't the only ones I've done, but this is what happened last night. It reached a certain point and everything failed. Even though I never changed the model, every time I uploaded it, it says failed to load FBX. I wonder if I uploaded it right now, would it work? Was that a problem on the server? And then the same thing, I retried last night at 7:19 and, you know, at different times. This was the first one we tried on a new one, and then this failed as well. So it's weird. It's just weird. Because like I say, it was the same FBX file in all of these. So that's what was happening the last two streams. I think the failures are at their end, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. We will learn. Yeah, a Boolean operation will... there's going to be a lot of geometry to clean up if I do a Boolean operation. Whoops. So you'd think somehow we can extrude a perfect cylinder. Like, the only thing I've extruded was the handle of a coffee cup. And, you know, that was fine. I didn't have to mess with that. That's the only training I've had. I tell you, this software messes with your brain. I've had to change everything, how I move things around the screen and everything. It's weird. Okay, so I made a mistake by putting that in there. Okay, let's find out how we're going to extrude a cylinder. I just spawn a cube. Well, you would have done this all square and just used subdivisions. Wouldn't that have caused me to like lose control over my triangle count, and every edge would be like 6 different divisions and everything like that? Not that I know how many triangles I have. Not that I know what I'm doing. And when I do export to FBX, what do I get? Do I get my base model, or do I get my base model with the modifiers on it? If I could get the base model with the modifiers on it, yeah, I could imagine. I could definitely agree that if I were to be able to, you know, basically do this. Whoops. What happened? Oh, ooh. There we go. Oh, wrong one. I'm so used to the other one. If I do that, do all that other stuff. Oh, and basically click apply so that, oh yeah, okay. So we do that. I'm just gonna, you know, do this very low level. But now, okay, what just happened? I'm not in edit mode. There we go. Okay, Meganico. Maybe see you tomorrow. Have a good night. So we really need, like, if we're going to use smoothing, we're going to need 4 of these. 1 to define the outer edge, 1 to define the inner edge. We'll have to figure out the angle after. Let's just do one of these at a time. Actually, that seemed pretty accurate. Now, we got the same thing on the side here. Can I divide? Oh, I don't want to divide like that. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Again, this just started 2 days ago, just getting used to multiple screens. So if I divide that up like that, I've got, I don't need these divisions, but I want to basically make a square here. I should have saved this before I continued here. Out of this, so I want to break this up into 3 pieces. Again, I don't know how to do anything. Knife tool. Okay, that's awesome. Oh, okay. So if I don't want to put cuts here, 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 here and here, I can go in here and I can press H to hide them. No, I'm doing an experiment to see what, like, so that I understand what the smoothing's gonna do. I don't want to get all the way there and not understand what's gonna happen to the square, the cubes when I do it. Is basically the only reason I'm doing this. I for my own, I'm a software developer, so I'm very, you know. Yeah, yeah. So again, I can break this up now like this. I can somehow try to make this square. What I can't figure out, of course, is how do I unhide something? Now that I've hidden that, how do I unhide it? You know, there's nothing I hate more than when somebody posts something to a forum, you know, and he says, how do I unhide something now that I've hidden it? And then he answers back like hours later, I need help, really, I need help. And then a couple hours later, he answers back and goes, never mind, I fixed it. It doesn't provide how he fixed it. There we go. So, now we want to click this face. And I can't remember what it was to extrude. E. Okay, so we got the face. Back into the view. E, and we want to extrude that out to there. And now I want to go in and add my subdivision, surface subdivision. But of course, I just, again, just me trying to get a comfort level. Obviously, you know, what's happening here is I need to go in and modify this. And anywhere, it won't let me. Why won't it let me? Anywhere. I don't get it. Stopped working. It doesn't do anything. Oh, there it is. I just didn't have the mouse in the right place. So I need to basically put in hard edges where I don't want that to happen. So I would double it up here. Well, I wouldn't double it up there. I would double it up here to make that an edge. And we'd go in and we'd, you know, split it again. And go where the bolt ends. And then I can just take this and this. And again, we'll just... Whoa, something happened weird. I didn't get all the vertices. Or the... Alt. Yeah. Alt. Shift. What? Shift Alt? Don't like me anymore? You're gonna make even with Alt? Doesn't like me. Okay, I'm fine with that. Lots of people don't like me. And we're gonna bring that in to there. Now, just as a quick experiment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... Whoops, that's not what I want. Come on. Hello? Oh my, there it is. Okay. I must be doing something to make it go away. That can go there. That can go there. Again, we'll have to extrude all this out after. Not extrude, but... Oh, I forgot one here. Obviously that's going to require some work, but you can see what the gains we get, and then at the end of it, all we do is we click apply, Oh, in edit mode, you can't. So I would get out of, in the end, we would go to object mode, and we would get this to the way we wanted it. Probably wouldn't be that many vertices, it'd probably be somewhere around that, and then we would click apply, and this is gone, and now this is our working model. Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm not doing anything now. I'm still here. I'm actually gonna delete this and build up the entire central core before I extrude everything out. But I just wanted to, you know, feel comfortable with what I was redoing after I'd spent so long doing this. And now it's gone. So, here we go. I guess this is how we learn, is through repetition. What just happened? What did I just press? The wrong button. Oh, I want a cube. I guess, is this like normally what you'd do? Start at the lowest point and work your way out. But now everything I put in, I need to think of. Oh, it's for Planet Coaster. It's what, yeah. So basically what happens in the end of this, I'm going to add a material. That's it. Well, I'm going to have to build the textures and learn how to do all that, but that'll take some time. And then I'm going to take a material and call it material 01 or something like that, or fire hydrant material 1. And then I need to take the textures that come yeah, so there's the texture suffixes. There's base color, texture, smoothness, roughness, cavity, ambient occlusion, metalness, normal map variance, alpha clip, alpha blend, emissive, specular, and then flexible colors 1 through 4, which actually is going to define most of this because don't I want to make this. Well, no, this is a learning process. Like a lot of people who watch my stream watch it because of Planet Coaster. So, in the background, I should fire up some Planet Coaster. But, so, this just came out 2-3 days ago, so we're basically just trying to figure it all out together. Is what we're trying to do. So, you know, the only thing I watched a channel called Blender Guru. I don't know if you know of the guy who does Blender Guru, but he had a nice starting off thing where he basically showed the very basics of everything. You know, we created a donut cup. So those were the things I did, like extruding the handle and reconnecting what you extruded back. And I don't know, I felt I did okay. What am I going to call this? So yeah, basically I took his course on... Oh, I didn't save that, did I? I just typed the name in. Let's not just do that. That would be bad. So, and built the donut, the plate, and all that stuff. So that's where I got all this from. So yeah, the only reason I went with a cylinder was because when we built the coffee cup, we used a cylinder. But what was I gonna do? So I figured I'd be able to do this. I don't think I was terrible at it. I think I actually did okay. I know I've moved the texture, so it's gone. Whoops. Is that right? Cycles, yeah. But I was able to build this. You know, it's not fabulous, but it uses particles. The texture's missing right now, so it's pink. It uses a bit of everything. So this is where I'm basing everything off, if you've seen his tutorial on this. Well, I'll definitely keep that in mind. But you know, like being a software developer, you know, taking on new things that I don't know all the time is fine with me. I like that. But I'm grateful for any assistance while we're doing it. So back to fire hydrant, and I guess we're going to change this up a little. So I don't know whether to do the extra divisions that you need to do smoothing now as I'm doing this. So I don't really know if I should do that way. So we go into edit mode. Control R. No, let's just do one. Now this is gonna be. If I don't do it here, it'll just create a curve out. I don't know a way to think. Way to. It's gonna take a little more thought than I thought. So just doing this will not work. Because when I pull this out here, when I pull that out there, we're gonna have problems as soon as I subdivide here. It's gonna average everything out. So yeah, exactly. I need to go in here and I need to add another loop cut here, maintain that edge, and add another loop cut here to maintain that edge. And Control R is what we're doing and what we're pressing to do this. And now when I go and again, we had to do this on the cup. When I go and apply this, you notice that gets curved. But where I double edged it, oh, I screwed something up. I need another one around the other edge. I need... What? Huh? Okay. It didn't give me the edge, all the edges. It only gave me these. So Alt isn't working the way it used to work on the cylinder. It's not working the same way on the square. So I had to undo all that. So I've got all that selected, but now when I press Alt Shift and click this, it's not selecting all the edges. Because I'm in edge select, so Alt should select all the, okay, I don't know. S, Shift Z, same thing again. Isn't it just gonna change everything when I go and... Whoops, the wrong button. Huh? You mean the one down here? So leave some space. Oops. What's going on? They're not selected. Right, so how do I get an edge that isn't, you know... Okay, let's make the outer shape, and then we'll figure out those cuts. We'll just start at the top. I'm terrified that I'm going to end up with way more triangles here, but now is there a way to... I think I need... No, don't need that. No, quit doing that. It's like I go to click the button and it changes. Okay, so basically for every one of these lines, Right, but I'll do it and we'll see what we learn. Oh, that was not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be here. Okay, I'm gonna do this after. Okay, so oops, I want that. Now that selected all of that. And that selected all of that. So it's okay if it's not the bottom one. So the problem, of course, we're going to have is as soon as I do this, it's going to get all smart on me. Now, in order to stop that, oh no, you're not annoying. It's very helpful. I'm definitely like, oh no, like you're not annoying at all. I hope I don't sound ungrateful. I'm more confused than anything else. So it's like sucking everything in. Now, I guess the best solution for that, because this is straight, is to stretch everything back out. And you know, I'm just going to what's going on? Yeah, it's working. Oh, there it is. I'm going to do that so that I have the entire shape all the way up. Now I can go in here and I can take the whole thing, the underlying, and size it back up. Why is it sizing it all? There we go. And size it back up so it fits. And actually, you know what? That doesn't work out too bad. When you think about it, where we actually only have this many surfaces and it's square and one click of a button and we've got ourselves the circle. Oh, it's 3. So you're in, well, you must be in a place like, I don't know. A lot of Dutch people watch this. Anywhere near, 3 a.m. Where else would it be 3 a.m.? Anywhere down that area, I guess. Okay, so back to here. Now I want to finish up the bottom piece here. I think I'm going to start, because it's further out and I can't really see everything right now. See everything better that way. Look at that. That's smooth. But of course, we're not going to do that. Romania. Cool. I used to know a girl from Romania. Okay, so let's hide that. Okay, we're gonna go and we're gonna start this again. So I want to take... See, this edge I probably want straighter because there's bolts that go on top of it. So I'm gonna have to be I'm gonna have to try to be a little more accurate here. And I'm gonna see if I can move this one down a bit. I know it seems risky. In object mode. Yeah. Okay. Now that was not the line for the smooth. Okay. There we go. Should be able to put this out here. Gonna have to go out a little further. Then I'm going to have to do a Control R for a loop cut here, and we're going to have to tie that up so that it doesn't adjust too much. And then we're going to have to do the same here above it. We want as little... yeah, it's joined those two at the bottom. But everything else up top looks pretty good. I just don't like how it's curving that. Oh, that'll toggle viewing the vertices. Yeah. Okay. So the other way I can do this, I think, is from underneath. So oh, don't know what's going on there. What? Like, seriously? How? Again, yeah, okay, I know what happened. It only selected the bottom vertices. Or the one vertices on the bottom. It didn't select all the edges. Okay. So I gotta make sure that on the bottom I do this manually. And probably on the top too. So that's what happened there. Okay, so soft shading. Is that like somewhere in here? There it is. Now it's combining the top edges, and the bottom edge is fine. Well, it's not really, but I'm gonna say it is. Obviously 1 is not enough. I'll have to go with 2. But it's looking not like I want it to. So, what is our problem here? When I did all the undos, I undid the addition of that other line. That's what happened. There we go, that's better. Definitely better. Just a little bit of experimentation. I think that's the bottom. I would say that's square now. So now we have to think about the top. Now we're gonna have to think this. It's gonna be a completely different process here now. So if I let's see that one. Okay, Emmanuel, thanks for your help. So thanks so much. I'll be at this again probably early tomorrow. Probably about noon my time, which would probably be around, I would say, 6 p.m. your time. So if you want to check back, we'll be at it again. So thanks for joining us, though. Oh, I'm persistent. I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, we can make this really a bit bigger. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same as what we're doing. It just needs to be a fire hydrant. So again, I'm going to need to subdivide this with loop cuts. Do we have loop cuts underneath? Loop cuts on top? Not yet. Okay, that's fine. You can see where it clicks into the other surface. Huh? This thing's almost built. I don't necessarily like the way it looks quite yet, but I don't know how. Oh yeah, I selected the base. That's right. Okay, so we got that. Now we're gonna hit E. We're just gonna extrude that up. Go back up here. Now I thought there was a way I could cut a square within this. I can't remember what it was. It was Shift I? I? It was I. Okay, so we're basically going to try to do the whole, you know, this thing with I. It's going to be very difficult because we can't see that. But I'm going to guess that that's probably a good estimation there. We're going to pull that up with extrude. Actually, I'm going to again, back to the top. It's an incision or whatever. I don't know what it is. I only know the shortcuts. It's probably not. Come on. Really? Because I was in the middle of it. Okay, so we're going to pull that up again after we go to our image. Extrude, E. That's too big. Now, let's just do a quick check. So we need to divide this as well. So think about there. That wasn't it. I think the problem here is not is the squares, and it's not making the top exactly like I would think it would. But we'll see. I don't know. That's probably going to be closer. I think it's pretty good. We're going to have to sharpen up all these edges, but that's fine. Now what I need to do is I need to go back into face selection. You know, that's one thing you don't do. Make sure you move your mouse out halfway, because if you're in the middle, that's where it's adjusting across. So if you move your mouse, if you're in the middle, you can't make it smaller. Don't be in the middle. Got it? Got it. All right? All right. Okay. There we go. Now, we might pull this off. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to put that on there. And the reason is it's a bolt. It should be a hex. So we will use a cylinder and somehow figure out how to attach it to a flat plane. I think that would be a thing that we should do. But I also think that I need to add in all my extra pieces here, or this is just going to look funny. And the other thing is this is awfully tight together. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of space. So if we want it really tight, I could do this. That might be the only place here we need that. Like I noticed that just the shadow changes when we break the barrier. Okay, so what do you think? Think that this work better? Not my biggest problem is it's not round. It's like it's an oval. It's not round. So I don't know what to say. And no matter how many times you tell a circle to subdivide itself, it never becomes a square to subdivide itself. It never becomes a circle. There's an octagon. So that would be 16 sides now. But as you can see, it's got flat averages. It's not what we want. I don't know what to do. I wouldn't say I'm stuck. It's just I have no knowledge required to correct this. I don't even know if it matters. In reality, what matters, of course, is this thing is 8.5 meters tall. Okay, so the bolts. So I guess with the bolt, we want a 6-sided bolt. That we know. So I would definitely use a cylinder for that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. The one in between every one of these lines. No. Yeah, no, one here. That would be 8. See, the bolts are going to have to go on after the whole thing's built. I'm not going to be able to add the bolts on now because I need to add it. The bolts will actually be affected by this whole thing. So I'll need to actually apply this. I'm kind of like disappointed that it's not round. I'm like totally disappointed. Okay, whatever. No, that's not what I want. M to move. It's a Planet Coaster thing. What I need to figure out is how I'm going to do this. And pull that out on the side. So there's got to be something, some extrude cylinder from the side of a cylinder. Well, no, I don't. I need it. It's not a cylinder. But the problem is, it won't be round. Okay, so I need to go in here and we need to not do that. Get in the middle here, zoom in a little, and let's go into solid. We're going to, because we get the shadow, then we can tell. Again, we're gonna go into edit mode. I need 4 of these. Then I need to somehow make a square on this side. Now, last time we were just able to hide everything. I can't hide all these pieces now. There's no way in the world I can hide all these pieces. So I may have screwed up. But there's got to be a way to split a single face. No, that's not right. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm hitting K, as in knife, and I'm just cutting the vertices. And if you hit C, it locks it into 90, 180. So what I'm going to do is undo that because I don't want to screw it up. So K, C. And there we go. Just bring that down to here. Oh, I forgot to press enter. K, C. Enter. K, C. Enter. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got a square. So then we're going to select the face. We're going to go back to our drawing. We're going to hit E and extrude a square out. Now, I'm really kind of concerned about this piece because that is truly hexagonal. It needs to show up as hexagonal. as a hexagon. So I think I'm only going to extrude out to here. And we'll have to add that like a bolt. And that's the same reason I didn't do this, because that's actually a hexagon. That's what shuts off the main down underneath the fire hydrant. There's basically a stem that goes down and attaches the fire hydrant way underground, so that there's no water in these things and they don't freeze and explode in the winter. At least that's the way things work here. So now, it's going to try average this out, which is fine. I need to put another loop cut in like here. Maybe that's not bad. I think I want this flatter though. I think this is good. You know, it's definitely round, more. It's definitely more round. I can't say it's round though. That's a problem I'm having right now. So if I were to No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to have to figure that out after. But yeah, my hopes is this is going to work out for us here. I do need to figure out how to make this do more what I want. And I think if I subdivide, not subdivide anymore. Look at that. Cool. You can see what it looks like on top of what it looks like. If I go in here and I take a knife and basically try to match this here. This is dangerous what I'm doing right now, because it's possible that this will be different from side to side. And you shouldn't do that. And as you can see, it has screwed everything up. But that's just because I put them in the wrong place. It's not because of them. It's not their fault. It's mine. So what I got to do here is move this and this in. And now when we look, is that better? I don't think it is. What I hate is there is no redo. It's got an undo, but it doesn't have a redo. I'm guessing that's fine. Okay, so now I need to know how to merge faces. Okay, so it's not merge, it's dissolve. So we need to go here. Delete edges. What? No, no. Dissolve edges. Okay. We're gonna have to do that here as well. I love how menus pop up and show up exactly where they were. That's a really nice feature. I should probably do the... I just thought about something. This is gonna change it. Not good. I definitely like the way the direction it's going, but there's definitely been some bumps in the road. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to extrude this. It's E. Okay, once we duplicate that over to the other side, I think that's pretty good. I'm really, really, really happy with the way this is going so far. But I don't know what I'm doing, so of course I'm really happy. Ignorance is bliss. I am actually liking the bulge. You know what I mean? It makes it look more real. I think once we have the thing on here, I'm wondering if we should make it so we can put a smiley face on it. you know. We painted all red to begin with. Maybe have separate colors like 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Separate colors for the bolts. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I am gonna say I don't know how I'm gonna unfold this. I have no idea how that's gonna work. But it needs to be unfolded as well. So oh, it's exactly what I forgot. K. No, C. That looks about right. Sure. And face selection. And then we want to extrude this. Match that. And we'll come in here. We want to Control R. We want to put another face in here. Just pop that out right to where we got the other one. And there we go. We've got ourselves the base object of a fire hydrant. It's almost okay that it's not completely circular now. Like, watch this. This will just like new material, color, fire hydrant red, viewport color, fire hydrant red. Huh? Not too shabby. I don't want it fire hydrant red in the view color. We can just go here and go to material and see that. So there's no doubt what we built today is a fire hydrant. There's no doubt at all. Even with the smoothing on, everything is good. This, however, should be brighter. So if we were to render this, that's what that looks like. Obviously no texture or anything like that yet. And, you know, I'm still absolutely amazed at this. I'm just blown away. You know, we do have some adjustments. We're not done. We're not done here at all. For one, this isn't right. So I'm going to make some adjustments here. So we're going to go to the material, the modifiers. And we're going to disable this quickly. I don't know why it doesn't let me disable it sometimes. There we go. And what we need to do is make an adjustment to this. Now, I hate making adjustments to this because it doesn't select the vertices properly. And I gotta select them all manually across the bottom. And now we have these doubles. So it's really a pain. But Alt should select all the vertices around. But in the case of the bottom and the top of this, you know what I should have done? I should have made a 4-sided cylinder. Would that have made sense? So now Alt-Shift will work. Okay, so now that we have this, we can actually go back to our view, and we can hit S, Shift Z. Escape. 1. S, Shift Z, and we can stretch this out to fit. And there's going to be a lot of places where we can actually make this correction. Like that worked out well. I think I can get a sharper edge on this too. Like I want this to be flat. So what I'm going to do, again, this is just causing more triangles though. So how'd we end up there? These are going to have big things over the bolt underneath the bolts for this part. These bolts are a little simpler. They're smaller washers, but there's also a nut that comes down on the bottom. Then we got this big hex thing that goes here. I should actually try to see if I can... You know, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. I was thinking I should try to get this so that I could have it sort of match the size of this. But if I put this hex thing on here and then put this on here on top of it, nobody's going to know the difference. It's all going to work out. I'm going to leave this the way it is right now. File, save. We're going to pick up right here tomorrow. Red and white. Yeah, ours are generally either like red. Not that red though. More like that. Or they are something like that. But we're gonna, when we do the color map, we're gonna do it so that they can like make the bolts different colors. We'll probably make it so they can make these edges different colors as well, and maybe the bottom. So the top, the middle, the bottom, and the bolts. That should probably be our color mapping. But like I said, I am very happy with the direction this has gone. This is so much more fun to build than what we built yesterday. It's also gone well. I thank Emmanuel for all his help. That was awesome. You know, it's left me with some questions. But, you know, the whole thing is, if this is sitting in Planet Coaster, nobody's going to notice it's not perfectly round. Somebody's going to go, hey, that's slightly oval. Or it's a squished, it's a square with rounded corners. Nobody's going to say that. Of course, the other possibility is I've done it wrong. But because this is just a modifier at this point, we haven't actually, like, in the long run, before we submit this, this is going to get applied. Like, boom. And this will be a thing. This will be what this model looks like. And then we'll have to take it apart, unwrap it. We'll have to build our textures and do all that. And then we'll have to create lower level of details. So that at far away, this is better. I did see a way to do that. Do that automatically. So we're going to try that. We're going to figure that out. But I am, like I said, really happy. And I can't wait to pick it up and figure out how we're going to do this. I might do some experimenting tonight, just so that I know And then when I come in tomorrow, when we go to do it, we're basically just coming in and adding some bolts, merging the pieces so that they're all one mesh. That's going to be an important thing. I don't need multiple pieces here. This is going to be one fire hydrant. And then we're going to also figure out how to texture it. So that's what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. And it's going to be crazy, I'll tell you. So until then, I'm GameFace. This, believe it or not, was Planet Coaster. If you liked it, click the button, and don't forget to subscribe. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.